Hey YouTube, I know I should have done video before now, but I've been pretty busy. I did have my baby, but if I didn't post another video, I can't remember. They were trying to keep her in till 34 weeks, but she came at 33 weeks because my placenta ruptured. Now, before I get to my story, it's not really pleasant. My water broke at 29 weeks, and at that time I did get admitted to the hospital. They kept me in there for 4 weeks until my placenta did rupture and I had her. Now, during that time that I was in there, I did start bleeding, and that happened like a week later, so I bled for 3 weeks but leaked for 4. So I bled pretty heavy too, so I bled and leaked the whole time I was there, and I bled everywhere. I bled all over the floor, the toilet, side the toilet. In fact, a couple times the nurse had to come and get me. I had to press the little button, whatever, for emergencies, and they had to come and get me. And I would bleed all over the sheets, and they would have to change it like a couple times a day. And usually bleeding means, miscarriage, so I was freaking out. But apparently when women at their water breaks that early, that sometimes happens. I don't know. Anyway, so I had to change my clothes a lot too, and oh my goodness, the pads they gave me, they were the size of diapers. Oh my goodness. I mean, wow. Anyways, moving on. At one point, I ended up with a bedpan, and then I upgraded to a porta potty. So yeah, I didn't get to use the bathroom anymore. Mwah. And when I did get a shower, I couldn't be in there any longer than like 5-10 minutes. So yeah, and I would have to get my blood taken every 3 days to check the the white blood cells, to make sure that I got no infection. If I forget anything, I'll put it in the comment box below, because my brain is just not working today. I had to fight them too. They would try to poke me times when they weren't supposed to, so I had to keep track of that. And then they'd come in and say, "Amy, you were right." Well, yeah, I was right. I want to get poked when I'm not supposed to. Duh. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. That really irritated me though, because I wasn't really in the best state of mind, so I had to fight these people, and they did not want to fuck with me. I'm pregnant, hear me roar. Anyway, moving on. Then I would keep getting poked with IVs, and by the time I had this child, I would have, it looked like I did drugs. On both arms, I had bruises that were covering my arms like this big. I don't know if you can see it through here, but right there. I have pictures on my Facebook. Sorry, it looks different on this angle. I'm having a problem with it. And then I think I had it early because there was a nurse that said if you don't cooperate, you will go home with the box of memories. And then BAM! My placenta ruptured, and like a few hours later, and five pushes later, I had her. A few hours and 5 pushes later, I had her. But I wasn't not cooperating. I was bitching because I was upset. Like, I would be on and off continuously on 24-hour continuous monitoring, and then when I was not continuous monitoring, I would have to be on monitoring every 3 hours. But that one's protocol, and it was annoying. And then they would give me wheelchair rides and then take them away, because for some reason when they'd give me wheelchair rides, my body would be like, "No, you can't have it," and I would bleed really bad again. So why don't they just not give me any if they know that I was in the state I was? Because apparently your umbilical cord can come down and the child can die or something. I don't know. Anyway, so that was that. And what else was there? I think that was it. And it was very unpleasant. A very unpleasant stay. I couldn't leave the room at all. And then when I did go to the birthing center, I did get an epidural. And that hurt. I threw all the paper for nothing because the epidural did not work for me. It like numbed me in all the wrong spots. It maybe numbed one leg, and I'd feel it all on the other leg, but on the top of my crotch. But I felt everything, and I'm not. I think now that I think of it, the stitches hurt more than having her. And it only took like 5 pushes to push her out, and she was born at 3 pounds and 15 ounces. And she was in the NICU for 3 weeks. And through that time, she did have an eating tube. She was on a breathing tube for 1 day, but apparently she could breathe on her own. Then she had one of those little things that go up like this for like 1 or 2 days. But then the rest of the time she had a feeding tube. She was not eating well. And she kept pulling out. She did not like it, and they kept jamming it back in. So, yeah. And then she came home. And now I'm trying to find out if her breathing issues are because of her bad acid reflux or something else. So she's going to a lung doctor. And she had a bunch of tests when she was in the NICU, and she has 2 pieces missing out of her back. So she has to go to out of our city to another city every 6 months to keep an eye on it until she's like 2 and make sure it's not into scoliosis. And we don't know if it'll affect her walking at all yet. She was 7 weeks early. And she may be behind on some things until she's 2. Right now, she's behind on her rolling, apparently. She's catching up. And I think that's it. But other than that, she has caught up on her cooing and her giggling, apparently. She's ahead of the game on that. And they go by this weird gestational age, so really she's only 1 month in her gestational age instead of 3 months. That's why she's ahead of the game on her cooing and her giggling, apparently. So really she's 1 month to these people, and don't let anybody fool you, preemie's harder work than a regular baby. We have doctors come in the house, we go to a doctor, it's not even in the same city. We have to do these weird exercises with her because she was in me for so long without any water, so she had stiffened muscles when she came out. And her head's now starting to get really good. And she has therapy. And now we got a nurse coming back out because of all her breathing problems. And yeah, so. But even though I went through hell getting her into this world, I'm glad she's here. And she still chokes while eating. It's another reason the nurse coming back out. So, well, that's my story, even though it's not very pleasant. Anyway, I'll show you her. And here's my belly. That's what I look like pregnant, and I never really lost it yet. But I guess I'm pretty good in that aspect if you can see it. I'm having a hard time with the camera. There it is. So I did good in the pregnancy department. I still did portion control and stuff. So yeah, and I haven't really lost anything yet. That one's bad, but I guess I did good with my pregnancy. She was born at 33 weeks. She was also 15.25 inches long. She is now about 10 pounds and 21 inches long. She sleeps sitting up in the car seat now because bad acid reflux. But anyway, this is what she looks like. She is now 15 weeks old. I've been so busy with all her stuff going on, so she's sleepy. Say hi. Anyway, that's my story. She's doing good besides her little back issue we have no idea with yet. So yeah. Maybe an update later on her. I had no depression or baby blues. I was totally normal. So I can't give you any advice on that. But if you guys do have preemie baby, I can give you advice on that. And that's about it. Anyway, that's all. And have a happy Thanksgiving and have a good Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Peace.